From one haunted hospital to another, this next piece of startling footage has left internet users confused and frightened as it appears to show a security guard interacting with a ghost. Take a look. The footage was captured inside of the Sanatorio Finiquieto, a private medical clinic in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The eerie encounter took place on the 11th of November at 3:26 AM. At the beginning of the clip, you can see the door open, but no one comes into the building. The security guard stands up and checks his clipboard as though preparing for someone to enter the facility. He releases the band at the checkpoint, then appears to chat with someone as though a normal person were entering the building. He makes a few gestures as though directing the person further into the facility. He then appears to offer a wheelchair to the invisible presence. A spokesperson for the healthcare provider said that they had already logged the main entrance door as malfunctioning, stating that it had opened by itself 28 times in the span of 10 hours. However, they found the security guard's behaviour a little harder to explain. They said that the guard appears to write something onto the register, but no names were recorded in the system during that period. A rumour proliferated that the guard wrote the name of a patient who had died the day before, but this claim is yet unsubstantiated. After the clip went viral, two main theories prevailed. The first being that the guard might be playing a prank on his colleague in the security office who would have been watching the video feed during the night. It's possible he just acted the whole scenario out to spook his workmates during a slow night shift. The second theory, however, is a little more chilling. This theory suggests that the guard did indeed see someone come into the building and that he was interacting with a patient that had died the previous day. So what do you think? The footage is certainly unsettling, but could it all just be a prank? Let me know where you land on this mysterious piece of footage in the comments down below.
Haunted house. No information is provided on the video, except for the fact that the uploader decided to explore some kind of abandoned house somewhere in Poland that turned out to be haunted. What he captured inside frightened him to the core. Watch closely. old music box inside the house starts going off by itself, and then an object falls off the shelf moments later, before finally the music box starts playing again on its own, and a glass object is launched at the explorer, shattering on the ground and causing him to run out of there in fear. It seems as though the longer he stayed there, the quicker the activity escalated, almost as if something didn't want him inside. The Salt Line. As you may know, Zark is a man who has been haunted by an evil spirit, and has since moved houses on more than one occasion since this has begun. Recently, he has moved to Dubai, and has put up salt lines around the entrances to his house to stop this entity from entering. One of these salt lines was set up on the balcony. However, there was a recent storm in Dubai, which he believes must have ruined the salt line, possibly allowing his attached entity to enter the house. One night while sleeping, Zark's wife wakes up to some strange noises coming from the house. After she alerts him, he decides to go and check it out. And that's when he discovers the balcony door was left slightly open. He prays that it hasn't entered the house, but it looks like it's already too late.
बालकनी का दरवाजा खुला हुआ था, तुमने बंद नहीं किया क्या?
मैंने किया था जी।
अभी बस दुआ करो कि अंदर ना आए।
अरे ये अंदर आ गया क्या?
इट्स ओके, मैं देखता हूँ, तुम डरो मत।
दरवाजा मत खोलो, अंदर आ जाएगा।
बच्चा सो रहा है, ठीक है, डरो मत, तुम। मैं हूं ना इधर, कहीं को डर रही हो? थोड़ी देर के बाद जाता ही है, सब लोग।
He opens the door to where the banging is coming from and finds nothing there. A few days later, his son starts bleeding from the nose profusely in the middle of the night. Every night. Just like how he did when their maid first left, and this all begun. A few nights later, he starts having regular nightmares, so Zark decides to consult a Catholic priest regarding the matter, and concludes it would be best to send his wife and son to stay with their sister-in-law for a few nights. While staying home alone, the priest suggested for him to use St. Michael's prayer when the paranormal disturbance intensifies. It did not end well.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protector. Be our protection against the wickedness, against the snares of the devil. May God rebuke him. We humbly
After saying the prayer, a demonic hiss can be heard, and shortly afterwards he suddenly becomes sick to his stomach, unable to continue being alone in the house. His wife is forced to come back to check on him, and an ambulance had to be called in. After checking him, they discovered that his blood pressure suddenly became very high. On another night, he can be seen sleepwalking around the house, standing still on the spot, and acting strange, almost as if he succumbed to a demonic possession. If we look closely, we can see he randomly cuts part of his hair off and has no memory of doing so. But at the same time, we can see a mist-like figure fly right past him. It seems as though something strong is attached to this family. But as always, let me know what you think. No answer. Just what did he see in there that sent him running in despair? Find out now. A man named Javier lives somewhere in Argentina along with his best friend Antonio. Things seemed normal at first and they were often together, but one day Antonio started facing some strange things and began to isolate himself away from everyone else. Deep down, Javier suspected something was tormenting him, but he didn't want to believe it. One day he decided to look for Antonio and couldn't find him anywhere. Even after knocking on his door, there was no answer. So Javier decided to climb in through the back and check inside the house to see if he could find Antonio. What he captures leaves him utterly terrified.
¿Dónde carajo se habrá metido este? Me asustó. Casi no hay nadie acá. Ya fue, vamos. Vamos a meternos en la casa de este loco, a ver qué onda. Hace como 2 semanas que no da señales de vida, no aparece nada. Vamos a saltar acá. La puerta abierta. ¡Antonio! ¡Antonio! ¡Eh! Qué raro, che. ¡Toño! ¡Soy yo! ¡Javier! La puta madre. ¡Ey! Perdón. Loco! Soy Javier, boludo. Che, loco, ¿sos vos? Ya fue, boludo. Vine a ver qué onda, ¿cómo andás? ¿Estás bien? Che, loco, si yo vos salís. ¿Escuchan eso? Ah, la concha de su madre.
He calls for his friend Antonio all over the house, but there's no answer. It's what he sees after opening this door that gives him nightmares.
Toño. ¡La puta madre que lo parió! Puta madre que lo parió. Se colgó este hijo de puta.
He sees his friend Antonio hanging inside one of the rooms, shaking him to the core and causing him to run out of the room. Shortly afterwards, he sees something watching him above one of the tall doors down the hallway, and then he quickly decides it's time to get out of there and runs away before anything else happens. Afterwards, Javier calls the police, and after they discover what happened to Antonio, they eventually close off the windows and entrances to the house. But if you recall, Javier took the keys while he was inside previously, and after experiencing some strange and creepy occurrences inside the house himself, he is now certain that something isn't right, and is determined to find answers as to what led his young 22-year-old friend to take his own life. On another day, he returned through the back entrance once again. This is what he captures.
Cuando encontré a Antonio, esta es la pieza. Mierda. Una laucha. Da un poco de escalofrío estar acá, se siente una carga un poco pesada, qué sé yo. ¡Qué mierda! La linterna. ¿Qué pasó? ¡Qué mierda! ¡Ey! ¿Quién es? ¿Quién anda ahí? Mierda. Concha de su madre. La puta que lo parió. ¡Hola! ¿Qué mierda anda ahí la concha de su madre? ¡Hey, hey! ¡Hey!
Javier sees someone walk into a room inside the house, but just seconds after, as he follows him inside, he finds no one there. And then moments later, as he turns around, another door slams shut in front of his face, all by itself. And he sees this person again, but it quickly vanishes around the corner. Javier believes something in the house is playing tricks on him, and something sinister is going on here, which caused Antonio to do this unthinkable action. So he sets up some security cameras around the house and almost immediately starts capturing strange things. Watch closely. A dark figure can be seen lurking inside the house, as well as many doors slamming and strange noises being heard all over the place. Many viewers believe that the figure is either the spirit of Antonio, now bound to the house, or something far more evil. However, Javier will not give up until he gets some answers about the tragic fate that his friend suffered. So hopefully we'll receive some more updates very soon.
Oh my god.
I think I am being called to the basement for some reason. Demons are trying to guide me to the doors of hell. Lucifer is after me.
Hello. Oh, they're like... Oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God, what is that? Who goes there? Who goes there? Who? Oh my God. Oh hell no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Fuck no.
Some strange voices can be heard along with some objects moving by themselves. It appears as though something is trying to lure him down into the basement. So is this a real ghost caught on camera? Or is it just an intricate ruse? You judge. Demonic activity. The next video comes from the TikTok page Magical Poltergeist, which we have featured on the channel once before. The owner of the page visited an old church and taunted some spirits, and ended up having something follow him back home. On one night, the family is disturbed by some intense knocking on the door, so he decides to record as he goes to check it out. This is what he captured.
So guys, there is knocking on the door. I don't know if that could probably be the cop, and I've been trying to wake up my wife. Hey honey, my wife is literally sleeping. Hold on, 1 second. Let me try to get up 1 second, 1 second. Guys, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna turn the camera around, hold on. So, this is what it is. So, I don't know what the hell is that. So, okay, so, there is. There is nobody.
First night back home, and here are the demons fucking with us back again. I want my life back again. This shit gotta stop.
What the hell is that? Hold on. Oh God. What the fuck is that? Guys, I don't know. What the fuck is that? Like, why is that? Oh shit.
On another night, he is woken up to the sounds of footsteps outside his bedroom, so he starts to record. What he captures is downright chilling.
Guys, I just got woken up. And I don't even know what time it is. I cannot even see. But I just got woken up because there's like loud footsteps coming out of my bedroom. Here, let me turn the camera on. 1 second. 1 second, I'll turn the camera. So guys, hold on. Hey honey, are you awake? Honey, are you still awake? No? Guys, there is some loud footsteps out my door. There is some loud footsteps. I don't know what is that. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh my God, baby. Baby. There's whispering. Oh shit. Oh, fuck,
Whatever
baby,
is
come
haunting
on.
me is getting more angrier.
Oh my God,
Someone
baby.
please give me
Baby,
help.
that fucking door
I still
opened by
don't
itself.
understand why are the demons still haunting me and
why
my
are you not
family.
responding? Baby, what's wrong with you? Baby. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Guys, I'm fucking scared. This is not fucking right. Oh, God. Oh, my God, guys, I'm so fucking scared. How the fuck did this door? Literally. I don't know how the fuck this thing opened. I don't know. Guys, this is not what I'm expecting. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Goddamn! Oh God! Okay, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, guys. Goddamn! Oh God! God! What the fuck is wrong with that door? What is wrong with that door? What the fuck is that? There's nothing in there. Oh God. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I think I am being called to the basement for some reason. Demons are trying to guide me to the doors of hell. Lucifer is after me.
Oh, they're like... Oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God, what is that? Who goes there? Who goes there? Who? Oh my God. Oh hell no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Fuck no.
Some strange voices can be heard along with some objects moving by themselves. It appears as though something is trying to lure him down into the basement. So is this a real ghost caught on camera? Or is it just an intricate ruse? You judge.
Unwanted guest. In this next creepy video, 2 police officers are alerted by an Airbnb homeowner who suspects someone has broken into her house.
How's it going? What seems to be the problem? I left for a while to go shopping, and when I came home, the door is open. I think somebody broke in.
The homeowner says the house should be empty, but is worried that an intruder might be inside. The two officers make their way into the house as their body cameras record the entire incident.
Police, if anyone's here, make yourself known.
One of the officers is checking out the downstairs bedroom, and this is when things start to get weird.
Anyone inside?
A loud bang can be heard, and at the same time, strange interference comes through the radio. The officer now heads upstairs, and his body cam starts to experience strange video glitches. What happens next is downright chilling.
Police, anyone inside, make yourself known. Downstairs clear. Upstairs clear? Yeah, we're good.
Now, understandably, this police officer is done with this house. Two doors open on their own without explanation, and when the officer is about to go downstairs, the loud sound of charging footsteps or stomping can be heard right behind him. He swings around, but again, no one there. This footage was later released as the officer claimed to have experienced paranormal activity while inside the house. So just what do you think is going on here? Is this Airbnb haunted? Let me know down in the comments.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video. Instagram user Lauren Orange had posted a video in which two of her friends are standing outside of a house that they recently bought. Now at first glance, the video seems normal, Both friends, who are actually a couple, are posing happily in front of the house while being recorded. Nothing unusual stands out until seconds later when the following is captured. This is what was caught. Behind the couple, someone or something makes an appearance before quickly disappearing from view. It wasn't until looking back at the video that Lauren had noticed the peeping figure. Both Lauren and the couple were left horrified upon seeing the footage. It isn't clear if the couple still plan on staying there, but according to viewers, it's probably better if they didn't. Whatever this might have been, whether an intruder or something paranormal, the sudden appearance of this figure is terrifying in itself. Now that's creepy.
It looks back. Over on the channel, RX Files explore Indonesian paranormal investigator Chu does a live solo investigation of the infamously haunted Tayu Hospital on the Indonesian island of Java. Tayu Hospital was built way back in 1933, and over its 80-year history, it began to develop a very bizarre reputation. Many patients who were treated at Tayu Hospital claimed to see the ghostly figure of an old nurse roaming its hallways. They also said that they had seen the terrifying apparitions of patients who had passed away inside the old hospital. And some even claimed to experience horrible hallucinations, like bloody footprints running up the walls that no one else could see. Tayu Hospital closed its doors in 2015 and has been left abandoned ever since. Paranormal investigator Chu is completely alone with nothing but a flashlight and his phone as he broadcasts his investigation live to his streaming audience. As Chu roams the hospital grounds, he starts to hear a few strange sounds here and there, but it doesn't seem to bother him. But then, Chu begins to ask that the alleged spirits that haunt the hospital let him know that they are there. And this is when things start to get creepy.
Udah, suara-suara saja. Tunjukkan semua ejakulasi kalau memang kalian ada di sini. Lingkau.
A hospital stretcher moves by itself, frightening Chu so much that he begins to shake uncontrollably. But things are about to get much worse. Chu decides that he's had enough of the outdoors and heads inside to explore the hospital's halls and rooms. But he starts to hear the disturbing sound of a bell ringing from somewhere inside the building. When he looks for the source, something happens that shocks him to his core.
Weh, banyak klik tak? Ya! Ada, ya Allah, ya Allah.
The exit door slams shut right behind him and an ominous voice can be heard. But most terrifying of all, something seems to quickly peek out at Chu from inside one of the hospital rooms. Chu is terrified and quickly heads for another section of the hospital. But as Chu continues to explore, things just seem to get worse and worse.
Astagfirullahaladzim, ya Allah.
Chu jumps when he suddenly sees what appears to be the eerie apparition of a girl standing just inside an empty storage room. Gathering all of his courage, he charges toward the creepy figure, but it disappears into thin air. Chu is now seriously freaked out and just wants to leave, but his live audience has other ideas. He gets bombarded with requests in his live chat to go back inside the hospital just one more time and explore some of the abandoned rooms. As you might guess, it did not go well.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya ngecium bau nggak enak teman-teman di sini. Astagfirullahaladzim ya Allah. Astagfirullahaladzim ya Allah. Ancok matamu. Astagfirullahaladzim ya Allahu Akbar ya Allah. Ya Allah, ya pergi penceng mana jantung anjing.
Chu freezes when he spots a woman in what looks like a hospital gown sitting on a bed inside one of the hospital rooms. She doesn't move, but her head seems to drop backwards to look at Chu as if it's not attached to her body. And with that, Chu has had enough. He ends his live stream and just gets out of there. So what do you think is going on here? Could the hospital really be haunted? Either way, real or not, whatever that is absolutely terrifying. Tunnel vision. This next video was sent in to popular Japanese ghost hunting team Clipstore by a man who claims that the footage was recorded by his now deceased older brother. The man says that his brother was a big fan of the paranormal and often spent his free time exploring well-known ghost spots in Japan. So one day his brother decides to film an allegedly haunted tunnel somewhere in Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. He has an encounter that is absolutely terrifying. Did you see it? After the man hears a creepy, unexplained voice coming from right behind him, he quickly spins around to see an ominous dark figure standing right in front of him. A shadowy shape that had not been there only seconds before. Absolutely terrified, the man makes a run for it. But the story gets even weirder. Because a few weeks later, the man who recorded this video passed away in a freak accident. This horrifying video was found on the man's phone. It was the last video that he recorded before his death. So the Clipstore team tracks down the location, but they don't really find anything unusual during their investigation. So could it be that the man accidentally recorded real paranormal phenomena? And could this have somehow led to him losing his life in such a tragic way? Let me know.
In a previous video, I talked about a man who bought a house that is said to be haunted. The following is an update on that story. However, this may just be the scariest update presented by the owner. Now, just as a recap, the person who bought the house is named Meguro, and prior to owning the place, the previous owner had been experiencing strange activity. This is believed to be the reason why the previous owner had sold the house and moved somewhere else. Although it's not known if the ex-owner continues to experience odd occurrences in his new home, his old house continues to be rife with paranormal activity, which Meguro has been capturing on camera ever since he moved in. But It was just recently that Meguro had caught footage of something extremely terrifying in the upstairs bedroom. The footage is pretty disturbing to say the least. Before showing that video though, it's worth showing what occurred in the bathroom a few days before this incident. It was 3 in the morning when the following happened. This is what was caught. Meguro believes that whatever had been inside the inner bathroom was responsible for the strange activity that occurred moments before. As with most incidents, this one has left him baffled. Although pretty creepy, his most recent footage might just be the most terrifying video he's ever caught. The video takes place inside an upstairs bedroom where Meguro often smokes. He smokes inside because his next door neighbor doesn't like it when he smokes around the property. After finishing his smoke, the following was caught on camera. Be sure to pay close attention or you'll miss it. Upon turning off the lights, a tall figure appears out of nowhere. It appears in both rooms and stands completely still. What's even more unsettling about this is that it seems to be observing Meguro as he walks over to his bed. Now, for some reason, whenever night vision mode is activated on the camera, the figure vanishes from sight. It is because of this that viewers believe that the figure is always watching him, even when the camera isn't able to see it. As you can imagine, Meguro is beyond scared. He can't help but think that whatever this might be is following him. Understandably, Meguro cannot just simply abandon the house, as he just bought the place. But, considering what was caught on camera, what would you do? For the full story on the situation, you can check out the channel Fourth Wall, where you can find other paranormal videos like this one.
When bad things come to those who wait, This next mysterious video was shared to the internet without a source. The footage appears to have been recorded by a CCTV camera inside a restaurant while the staff is finishing up work and cleaning up for the night. What happens next is shocking. A mop and a bucket can be seen sliding across the restaurant floor by itself. But most horrifying of all, some kind of invisible force violently grabs the waitress by her hair and pulls her backwards out of frame. Now, without a source, we don't know what happened next. But I'm imagining lots of screaming and running. The Witching Board. Popular paranormal live streamer Ricky Velasquez and his wife Liz traveled to an allegedly haunted house somewhere out in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. Now, apparently the story of this place is truly dark and disturbing because Ricky will only mention that the house was once home to an extremely large family named Hernandez. Apparently, some tragic and unspeakable event occurred at the Hernandez home, and most of the family, including many women and children, lost their lives. Now, whatever did happen, apparently it was so horrific that many people still leave candles at the house to pay their respects to this day. So after exploring the downstairs, Ricky and Liz head up to the second floor. And that's when they begin to experience something that makes their blood run cold. Ricky is broadcasting their exploration live on YouTube. And as he reads comments from his live stream audience, this happens.
¿Fuiste tú? No, man. Bebé, háblale tú. No sé.
Hola.
No mames. ¿Qué?
¿Escuchó algo?
¿Fuiste tú?
No, escuchó algo.
The couple hears very strange sounds from somewhere on the top floor. Banging, moaning, and even what sounds like the voice of a young child.
No, man.
So now, in an attempt to make contact with the dead, Ricky and Liz decide to use a Ouija board. And as you might have guessed, it did not go well. During the Ouija board session, the couple continues to hear disturbing sounds coming from the house. Then something happens that absolutely scares the shit out of them.
¿Estás aquí con nosotros?
¡Liz! ¡Muérete de aquí! ¡Muérete! ¡Muérete! ¡Vamos! ¡Me caíste!
While using the Ouija board, Liz asks, "Are you here with us?" To which a terrifying little voice replies, "Yes." Ricky believes that he hears the voice coming from right behind him. So he looks through a clothing rack that is nearby and sees the horrifying, deathly pale face of a woman. The couple has had enough and they just run out of there as fast as they can. Now, keep in mind that all of this was broadcast live on YouTube. So whether it's real or not, it would have been much harder to fake. But whether it is real or fake, The footage is definitely very creepy. But if you want to take a look at the video for yourself, you can watch this entire exploration over on the YouTube channel, Ricky Velasquez.
Now we want to take a look at the continuous haunting of Dino Nuggets, who seems to be living with a really scary shadow being in his home. He has captured this creature before on several occasions, and today he's making his way into the basement once more to tell this demon about some news. Let's take a look.
Heard glass break. There's nothing down there but my windows to break. I'm leaving the house, man. You're done. Catch me if you can. I'm leaving, man. Have it out now.
It is unknown to me if Dino is leaving this house for good, possibly moving into a bit more peaceful home. I'm sure nobody would fault him for that. However, this being seems not to be too happy with this decision. As he's bolting out of the basement after dropping his phone, we are being left with a glimpse of what was with him in the basement that night. The same shadow creature that we have seen before, no doubt about that. The following is an update from Diego Spikers, who has shared some really terrifying encounters in the past in his own apartment. Apparently there's a spirit haunting his entire family. One of the latest terrifying captures was featuring a strange hand that seemingly belonged to nobody. What kind of hand is that? Some commenters speculate that this might be the hand of a demon, since this does not look human to them. But who can say for sure? It is really creepy without a doubt, and I guess we will never fully know how exactly this unfolded. The following incident has been shared by Denat Amenov. He states that something really strange happened one night as he was staying at his sister's house. He wrote, "The craziest thing just happened to me. Woke up at around 3 AM from an annoying lamplight. This was filmed on an iPhone X. No other light sources were turned on in the room. And this is not a reflection. That was so surreal and weird." It is really odd how this table light seems to be turned on in the mirror's reflection. Could this be happening in another dimension at this time? Some people speculate this to be the case. For reference, he took 2 pictures in the morning. And he filmed again the following evening. No strangeness seemed to be unfolding this time. However, somebody noticed that something else was with him the night prior, something that was sitting under the desk. Could this be an entity? People say it almost looks a bit demonic, very creepy, whatever it was. What do you think happened here that night? Certainly a night to remember for him. The following clips come to us from Muro75 from Germany, who is experiencing some paranormal activity in his apartment and has filmed some of the startling events. He writes on the first video, "Something like this happens almost every night. Some constant and very loud banging can be heard from Muro's front door. However, once he approaches, nobody and nothing can be seen from the peephole. Some commenters warned Muro not to open the door. There are many superstitions regarding knocking on the door. Some say a knocking means a family member is trying to reach out to you, but others say it is a predictor of death or bad news incoming. The second video is even more puzzling. He writes as the caption, "Here is your proof. Pay attention to the balcony door." While Muro is inspecting the window and door area, a dark figure can be seen creeping up behind the uploader. The apparition is completely dark. Its arm can be seen outstretched in front of it, and its head looks like it might be covered in a cloak. To no surprise, when it turns around, the figure is nowhere to be seen. When it turns back towards the door, it is flung open. It does appear that the spirit that was knocking has managed to enter the house. What are your thoughts? Is this a legitimate haunting? And now we want to check out a video by The Fourth Wall. And they posted an update on the Akira case apparently. The description reads, the video that Akira Nakata relentlessly shot before he went missing. This is one of Akira's last recordings, I suppose. And he seems to be recording a shrine of dolls this night. And one of them fell to the ground. He must have dropped it, I suppose. Oh, so somebody outside the door seems to be sleeping. Yes, it seems to have stopped. Oh! Was that a shadow? It is so loud. And it stopped again. So did the shadow make it into the house in the meantime? An old lady. So the spirit of an old lady perhaps made it into the altar room. So he always felt a presence in this house as well. It reads, understandable that one would feel uneasy. So now we're going upstairs. Did you hear that too? I thought I heard a moan or something here. Oh, it closed on its own? Is that a mirror? What happened? Where does that doll come from? Did that just appear in his hand? Really ugly. The door. So this is additional footage now, I suppose, from March. Oh. Yeah, look at that. There's clearly somebody moving by. And this occurred in 2018 already. It's pretty creepy. And then he found the doll in this particular room where he saw the shadow walking into, huh? Okay. Now. Look at that again. I see. So they speculate that an evil force might have made him transport the doll into the demon room. Oh yeah, look at that here. We see it even better. The spirit of the old lady. And this is from earlier this year. Oh, we see her moving inside the house. And I give this case 8.5 skulls out of 10. Super creepy. Who knows what is exactly going on in his house? And he clearly caught the shadow of something really creepy that seems to be living in his house. I don't know. This clip was uploaded by Martian TV, and it certainly is very strange. It seems to have been taken from a CCTV in some sort of gravel yard or maybe a construction site. The CCTV picks up a bizarre shadow figure that appears to be floating through the yard. If you look closely, you can make out what appears to be a head and even two arms. It also seems that some dogs in the area have noticed the figure as well. They look to be running and barking towards whatever it is that is floating through. Things get even stranger though as it moves up towards the road. It seems to become more and more human-like. This is definitely a very mysterious video. What could possibly explain this odd capture? Do you think this is truly a ghostly spirit caught on the CCTV? The The next video we will take a look at was uploaded by user Wawa and was taken in his bedroom late one night when he noticed something strange behind his door. He was reportedly alone that night and just relaxing on his bed. When he took this video for his friends, he didn't think much of it and thought it was just a funny angle or shadow. However, when he took another look the next morning, he realized what he caught was actually very strange and he didn't really have a logical explanation for it. First, let's take a look at what his room looks like normally. As we can see, the door opens onto an empty wall here, without any clothes hanging or any furniture behind the door. Now let's see what was filmed.
Yo man, that's really scaring me right now.
From behind the bedroom door, we can see what appears to be a dark shadow, or head peeking out towards the camera. If this is a head, it would mean the entity is quite tall, assuming this is an average sized door. Many are saying this appears to be a shadow figure due to the dark color and human-shaped head. Do you agree with that? If no, let me hear your explanation for this capture. This capture was shared by Pasillo and was forwarded to him by a viewer. They told him that they took a snapshot that night of the uploader's wife and their grandmother, who passed away shortly after taking it. Eventually, they went through the pictures, and the fact that this was one of the very last pictures of their grandma made it just so much more eerie. They saw somebody else in the back that wasn't there at the time and that nobody could recognize. It looks like a sinister, laughing apparition. If it was related to Grandma's passing, it's not very likely. But it still begs the question, why exactly this thing was captured on tape though? How strange.
This next one was captured by the CCTV security system inside of the Felix Bulnes Hospital in Santiago, Chile. It was uploaded to the Instagram account Paranormal Carlos Martinez for all to see. While initially it looks like the patient is having a panic attack, at one point it looks like his leg gets dragged by some sort of unseen force. Here it is in slow motion. The nurse on call comes to the aid of the patient, then the clip abruptly ends. One commenter said that they too had had an eerie encounter in the same hospital. While walking through one of the unused wards on the property, they said they heard disembodied whispers and laughter. There was no one else around and they couldn't explain where the noises were coming from. To back up these claims, a separate piece of footage surfaced from the hospital. This time it was captured in an old disused wing. Take a look. An eerie voice can be heard. Then suddenly, this happens. Something rushes by at the end of the darkened corridor. Looks to be some kind of object thrown against the wall. So is this old hospital in Chile really haunted? Given the first-hand accounts and the separate pieces of video evidence, it certainly does make you wonder whether the souls of former patients might be lingering on the property. TikTok user Karen Jasmine posted a video that shows her early morning work commute on Highway 1 to Big Sur, California. Karen says that in the video she was driving to work at around 4:40 in the morning. She says that when driving down this particular road, she sees a mysterious woman standing in the same place at the exact same time without fail, wearing the same clothes every single day. And as you can probably tell, this drive didn't go any different. Take a look at the eerie footage.
Don't look for her.
Karen says that if you look at the footage carefully, you can make out that the woman in question allegedly has no face, no feet, and resembles that of a skeleton. Karen also says that every time she sees the woman, she feels like her blood drains to her feet and immediately feels cold, getting goosebumps all over her skin. To this day, she's not been able to properly explain who this woman is and why she appears in the same place at the same time every single day. Is this simply a coincidence, or is there something more sinister going on here? There are a lot of horror stories going around about the working conditions in some of the world's most high-traffic warehouses. This footage from TikToker DarkTale0 takes the terror to a whole new level. The footage appears to come from a security camera in a packing warehouse. Take a look at what unfolds. Watching that again, a nearby pallet of boxes suddenly begins to roll towards the worker. He barely jumps out of the way in time to avoid a painful collision. As he stares at the pallet, all of the boxes on the shelf next to him suddenly come crashing to the floor. As they fall, his feet are swept out from under him. He slides down the aisle, dragged by some sort of unseen force. So is there a poltergeist haunting this warehouse? Not everyone is so sure. A few viewers are convinced that the footage was staged, or that it took place on a large ship and that violent ocean waves caused the strange events. However, waves strong enough to send a person flying across the floor would surely make a few more boxes tumble as well. Many believe that only something paranormal could be responsible for this strange footage, but could it be a poltergeist? Let us know your theories on this one down below. There's nothing quite like watching videos of cute animals playing around in order to brighten your day up. Oftentimes, whenever somebody watches something horror related and it scares them, they'll immediately begin to watch videos of cats playing around and having fun in order to take their mind off the dark and disturbing things they've seen. If you're one of these people, you may think that the following video, posted to YouTube by Michael Stutzfand, is one of those adorable videos. For the first few seconds, it certainly does appear to be a wholesome and fun video of a cat looking at itself in the mirror, perhaps thinking it's another one of his furry friends. It's a cute video right until the end. Take a look. Watching that again, just seconds before the video cuts off, the cat's reflection in the mirror turns to face the cat on the other side, not matching its movements. This, of course, has startled many viewers who have questioned how this is even possible. Of course, some people think it's nothing more than clever editing, but then there are those who are genuinely spooked by the footage, claiming it's a glimpse at an alternate reality. Many people believe that strange creatures still lurk in the far reaches of the Earth. Known as cryptids, these mysterious beasts are yet to be classified by modern science. This footage, uploaded to YouTube by Vision Paranormal, might just show one such cryptid, the legendary Wendigo. The Wendigo is a mythological creature that originates from North American folklore. It's described as having huge antlers, an emaciated body, a nauseating stench, and in some cases a heart made of ice. However, its most terrifying characteristic is its insatiable craving for human flesh. Even when it's just fed, its hunger isn't satisfied. Legends say that humans can also be possessed by the Wendigo, causing them to turn against their own kind. The YouTuber who shared this footage claims it comes from the recovered camera of a young couple who disappeared after getting lost while hiking in the Emerson County forest. As the footage begins, we can see the dense foliage as the couple walks along a path. Suddenly, the camera stops moving as their voices can be heard discussing something that they've spotted in the trees.
Do you see that? Over there, look, over there. Do you see that?
What the hell?
If you look closely, you can see a shape moving through the thicket. However, it's difficult to tell whether it's extremely well camouflaged or actually semi-transparent.
I don't like this.
You see that? Right there. Look.
Oh my god.
They watch it for a few seconds before it lets out a terrifying screech.
I don't like it.
Okay, fuck it. Go.
The hikers quickly run, the camera jostles violently, but we can still hear the creatures shrieking as it chases them through the trees. A few seconds later, the camera falls to the ground, and the sounds fade into the distance. So did these hikers really fall victim to the legendary Wendigo? Whatever it is in the video blends into its surroundings so well, it's difficult to tell just what it is.
Over there, look, over there. Do you see that?
What the hell?
So what do you think this mysterious video actually shows? Let me know your theories in the comments down below.
I don't like this.
You see that? Right there. Look.
Oh my god. That's not an animal. I don't like it.
Okay, fuck it. Go.
Abandoned arcade. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a source for this next video, but from what I have gathered, the footage was captured by security cameras at an abandoned pachinko arcade in Nagano, Japan. It is said that the ghost of a young girl is often seen inside this abandoned arcade. The CCTV footage seems to show a policeman investigating after an alarm in the abandoned arcade was set off by something. What happens next is downright chilling. What looks like the figure of a young girl can be seen following the policeman, but he doesn't see or hear anything. When the policeman turns to leave, the girl can be seen suddenly crouching nearby. Now, because there's no source, we'll probably just never know what happened. So, the footage remains unexplained.
The next clip comes to us from ClipHunt2, who is an alleged ghost hunter and who was out the following night to hunt for the spirit of a notorious kuntilanak. Apparently, this being was seen several times in the past when roaming around close to an abandoned building in the outskirts of town. After a few hours, he caught the following. He stated that he didn't notice this woman in the distance, just standing there with her hair down. So he continued his investigation for a while. In total, he caught this woman 3 times this night, but commented that he only saw her in the last capture. He returned home shortly after. So, what exactly did he capture here this night? Do you think this was a being from another realm, or was it just a confused woman? Another user who uploaded his video to the paranormal Reddit section. He states that his Ring camera also sent him a motion alert, and apparently something was seen walking in front of his driveway, which was impossible. Some say they can see ghost people walking there. Do you think that's legit? The next video is quite strange and was recorded by a young woman in Querétaro, which is home to a quite famous dam in the area called the Centenario de Tequiscuapa Dam. Several accidents had occurred there over the years, from people gone missing and even remains that were being found in there. Prior to the next video we want to take a look at, The Dark Dimension had featured a mysterious user submission which showed another inexplicable incident in the waters of that dam. A man had recorded a glowing person standing in the waters. Strange for sure, but now we're taking a look at the video from the young woman, who also visited the dam with a couple of friends one night, and they saw something similar. Keep in mind, the waters of the dam are incredibly deep, so it is impossible for any human to stand in there.
Sí, ya se metió hasta fondo, hasta la va casi hasta mitad.
Es que no sale aquí. Vean esto.
Ok, gracias.
Ay, ya lo vi. Es ese, ¿no? Señor, véngase.
Véngase.
Camine, siga la luz para acá.
No, hágase, estoy para acá.
Véngase para acá. ¿Sí viene?
Sí.
Véngase para acá.
No manches, vaya a jalar y no.
Venga. Señor, venga para acá.
Tráigalo con la mano. Háganse para acá. Tráigalo. Tráigalo una mano.
Güey, que trae una pistola.
Oye, tráigalo una mano. Vámonos.
How is this possible? How could anybody be illuminated like that and walk through extremely deep waters unbothered? To many, it's without a doubt that we are seeing a real ghost sighting here, and I have to say, I do agree.